Hey, it's all about quality, not about quantity, right? Let's get back to another round of Brewsday Tuesday with DreZ and Big Nate.
Popping the taps, baby. It is a Brewsday Tuesday brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store right there in downtown Blacksburg. Great place to not only go and get you some beer, but also some great food. Oh man,
I want a Philly cheesesteak really bad
now
now. All of a
I shouldn't
sudden,
even have said that because now I'm hungry and yeah,
I mean, I haven't eaten since lunch.
I had a bowl of cereal around 10 o'clock.
I need chili and a bag of Sour Patch Kids. Not like one of those like tiny Halloween, but like a full-on bag. So like I think I
Oh,
got
okay.
enough calories.
Yeah, that's probably pretty good.
But I want a
The,
Philly cheesesteak now.
the entire bag that's, a serving size of 11 or something like that, probably. Seven,
I
maybe.
I mean, those are just suggestions.
Well, I suggest you get yourself a Variety Terrapin IPA 12 pack because these beers are looking pretty good, especially the one that I just popped, the Depth Perception, which is indeed an Imperial IPA. In fact, there's a little description here. I will read it to you now. Depth Perception Imperial IPA begins with a series of complex malts far off in the distance. The use of three distinct bittering hops brings this beer more into focus, while the three varieties. Oh, sorry. I got distracted. Did you just lean over and fart? Is that what just happened there?
No, that was I was twisting my can around. I didn't.
I don't know. I heard something.
I would own it if
I heard
did.
something and I saw a lean and I didn't know if that's what it was.
Just letting it out. Yeah, that's you know me.
The use of three distinct bittering hops brings this beer more into focus, while the three varietals of dry hops gets you an up close and personal view of this three-dimensional IPA. This is coming in at where is it? 9.1%. Nice big old boy.
So I was leaning over, putting my head in my hands because I'm realizing what a dumbass I've been for years. Now, I mean, we've kind of gone over this. We've had our fair share of Terrapins. This is the recreational ale, recreation ale. So play on words, recreation ale.
Rockery. Oh, I didn't. I never thought
For
of
years, I've thought this was local IPA, like locals only. We're just giving love low-cal IPA, but because they're scrunched together, I've been reading it as local IPA.
that. Okay.
And I just read the description on the side, and I'm like, God, I'm a dumbass.
Well, I thought you were going with because I never thought about this, but it's like recreational
ale.
Recreation ale.
Yeah, that
Okay,
that I had gotten, but I completely missed the low
yeah, it's
cal
definitely low
IPA.
cal. It says right there 99 calories.
Yeah, I feel like we've gone over this before. I never read things like that. Recreation ale is specially formulated to accompany you on all of your adventures.
Drink low cal.
Yeah, drink local. You packing in just 99 calories so it won't weigh you down. This full flavored low cal IPA will keep your feet moving on the trail of life. Taste the great outdoors. Now, they are big on protecting the environment, and for the longest time, just thought this was to deal with their parks nearby. But they've also partnered with Osprey on this one, and enter for a chance to win an Osprey pack. So I don't know what Osprey is.
What's that?
It's like hiking gear, but I don't know exactly what it is.
All right, that's cool.
But I thought it was. Oh God, I feel so stupid.
Did you find a ABV on that?
Oh,
it's got to be
it's
low, like 5 something. Yeah,
4.2.
4. Okay, 4 2.
Yeah, I mean,
really
it's
low.
like a session one. I mean, and it's one, like I said, I've had this one. I enjoy it. I just feel like a dumbass for not catching the low cal. I was like, oh, I'm local.
Yeah, low cal, man. Which I guess I wonder what do you think the highest ABV you can get out of a low calorie beer like that? Like they're all going to be low ABVs. I know we did that hard kombucha show and it was like 0.000 with still 8% somehow, but I guess that's not beer.
That's not beer. It would have to be sub 5. Because I think that's where a lot of like.
I guess we have to define low cal. I mean, that's under 100,
Yeah,
which is pretty.
99.
That's pretty good. I think even something that's, or is that really is that the tier of low cal under 100? So I think about the ones that advertise themselves as low calorie, and I feel like that's probably about it, like 96 calories, 98, 99.
I think under 100 is what. Because I mean, otherwise,
but really, even under 200 is
like
probably is pretty good for craft beer.
I think like a can of Coca-Cola is like 210.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
feel like that might be low cal then. I could be wrong.
Is that one can or one serving size? Is a serving size a can of Coca-Cola? I don't drink Coca-Cola.
If it's not, why are they selling it like that?
There's
To me, that is a serving size.
a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of stuff has serving sizes that are more than one, and it comes in a bag
Yeah.
or whatever.
I'm terrible with anything involving nutrition facts. Hopefully, it never rears its ugly head. But
Well, speaking of nutrition facts, in fact, this was actually recently brought up. Are you a milk drinker? You must have.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, that's right, you're not. But what about your kids?
Yeah,
You have a gallon of milk in the house. What are you
Go
out?
through probably about 3 or 4 a week.
You a whole milk, 2%?
Yeah.
What are you at? Whole milk. All right. Why whole?
Tastes better.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason.
But you're not even drinking it though. Have you tried? You think little Harper will be down on some skim milk? That's what I grew up with in our house, was skim
we
milk.
did do skim milk at one point because like we ran out. We realized it was late at night. We had to go down to the gas station to get milk, and all they had was
If
skim.
you're going to the gas station, yeah, beggars can't
and
be choosers.
Both Harper and Evie were like, "Yeah, this milk doesn't taste right." They're like, my milk tastes funny. It's bad."
It tastes watery.
So of course, like I know it wasn't spoiled, so you gotta do that like monkey see, monkey do safety check,
Mhm.
and it does not taste as good as whole milk.
Well, no, there's no question. But the reason I even bring it up is because somebody recently told me that skim milk has more sugar because they try and, just do whatever they can to make it taste better, more like whole milk. However, I debunked that. I went to the grocery store and I looked at the skim, I looked at the 1%, the 2%, and the whole, and they all had the exact same amount of sugar in it. So don't believe what you hear.
I'm just gonna probably keep buying whole milk.
I usually just get whatever's cheapest, which usually is skim.
Mostly water.
Or unless there's like, I don't know what's the deal, but the main place that I do my grocery shopping, for whatever reason, a lot of times they don't have gallons of skim milk, and I always go for a gallon because I drink that much milk in a week. So if that's the case, then I'll just go to the next one, 1% or whatever.
The other
skim is usually cheapest for whatever reason.
My other theory on the whole milk is I feel like, the kids are at an age where calcium, I mean, their bones are still growing, and it could just be I'm a victim of like when we were growing up, that got milk ad campaign that, it's got all the calcium you need, it prevents osteoporosis. So I may just be that conditioned into getting whole milk. This is gonna have the most calcium. This is the most bang for your buck. We're gonna keep doing this.
So whole milk has more calcium than the other milks?
That's my theory. I
You don't know?
I have no
We need to look at
scientific back.
All right, that'll be the next time I go to the grocery store. I'll check that on the nutrition. I just looked at sugar this last time. Now I'll look at the calcium content.
The staff at the grocery store.
The only thing I know is
this guy, he's like really analyzing our milk.
the only thing I know that differing between is the fat content, which is why they're like that. I know that whole milk has the most fat, which is why it tastes the best. But not so sure about the other ingredients, I guess. Is that an ingredient? It's just nutritional fact, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just a
Is
byproduct.
fat an ingredient? I guess perhaps. It's in there.
If you're making bacon, yes.
Making bacon, baby.
Speaking of which, have you had beef bacon yet?
No, you did bring that up, but
You-
I
you-
haven't
you
I haven't
need
come across
Get
it.
some beef bacon. And anyone out there, it's life-changing. It's like a steak, but bacon.
I do like bacon and I like steak. Put them together.
It's
What do you
life-changing.
make?
It is pricier, but it's so good.
Yeah, my brother recently he quit eating pork and stuff, and he's all about beef bacon. I bet he's probably had that. I like the idea of it.
What's his thought?
So what makes it beef bacon? Because to me, bacon, is it just the section of?
Yeah, it's where it comes from.
Yeah. So what is it? The back?
Yeah.
Like bacon is
It's
the
like-
back. So it's
yeah.
the back of the cow. What is that normally though? Because I've never heard of that until now. Surely it's mainly the back is normally something else.
I don't know because when I first saw beef bacon, I was like, this isn't a real thing. There's no way this exists. So I couldn't tell you what we were doing with
And
it
it's
beforehand.
it's tough. There's so many cuts
Yeah.
of beef that, but I don't know where any of them are.
No, if God forbid I were ever dropped in like a butcher shop, everyone's gonna be pissed.
Like the ribeye, the sirloin. I have no idea where any of those cuts come from.
Like T-bone. What is a T-bone? Because the structure of the bone doesn't seem to.
Well, your hip bone's connected to your T-bone.
Is it though?
No, probably not.
I couldn't. I oxtail. Okay, that comes from the tail, obviously.
Cow tongue.
Comes from
The tongue. It's the
cow
tongue.
cheeks. All right, I'm good with that. But like once you get
Rib.
into like
Is it rib meat? Is it actually like right on the ribs? I don't know. Probably.
yeah, because I mean,
I would assume
the
so.
bones are curved.
They're
so
in there.
the ribs I'm cool with.
Are those
but
the actual ribs? I don't know.
yeah. Like, is a ham the ass of the pig, or is it just
Ham is good. I do like ham.
like,
Hambona.
you really start thinking about it? We really have like so far become removed
Where do the
from
chops come from? Pork chops.
buffaloes don't have wings.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're right. They don't. Oh my heavens.
I'm here all week.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those
Very
things.
hungry.
It's probably one of those things where it's better left to your
To not
imagination.
know, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. It probably actually would be good to know that sort of stuff.
In a survival scenario,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those like we were talking about earlier. Teacher says you're not going to have a calculator with you all the time. I will have a calculator. You know what I may not have is access to someone who can butcher and prepare my food for me.
Yeah.
That's a more useful survival skill.
If I had to do that, I wouldn't know where.
Yeah.
I would probably be able to. I mean, survival situation, which I'm guessing is what we're talking about. I'd figure it out. I'd probably eat some stuff maybe I shouldn't quite eat, but whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. I have seen and done it with fish. I've caught a fish and you scale it and kind of gut it and trim off the parts that can eat. That's the only thing I've ever really done
Chicken,
that for.
Turkey, birds I can do. Birds I can do. Fish I can do. But those are pretty basic.
You can do. You have done it, or you just
Yeah.
know what you would need.
Chickens
to
and fish, yeah.
Okay, I've never done that. I've never
Yeah.
like plucked a chicken and done all that.
It's not fun, but it's not hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. That would be like a survival scenario. I'm not gonna go like raise chickens and then start killing them, processing them, and feeding them to the family.
Thanks for the eggs. We got dinner, folks.
You should have kept producing.
Yeah, don't they only produce eggs for like 3 or 4 years or something?
It's
I don't
not
know.
long.
And then if you haven't grown attached to them, what else you got to do, right?
You gotta eat them. I didn't spend all that time raising them to not enjoy a delicious meal, which is a concerning thing said out of context.
Suppose that is the theory.
That's the one thing I wish I did more of is frying chicken with bones in it. Like if you had like a fried drumstick compared to like a boneless wing,
Oh,
no comparison.
and it's funny because the bone you get sucked in with boneless because it's like, oh, it's easier, but it's not actually. It's not a wing.
You sacrifice so much.
Yeah, they are better. Bone in for sure. Team boner.
Team boner.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely team boner for sure. We are drinking Terrapin beers on Brewsday Tuesday. If you haven't noticed where the conversation's going, we are drinking some high ABV, at least on this side of the control board. I got the 9.1% Terrapin Depth Perception. It's good, man. This is good. I would say this is probably the best out of the variety pack, in my personal opinion, because it's what I kind of gear towards and go for. Tasty, delicious, 9.1. What's not to like? This one's maybe not a 5. I can't give it a 5 because it's not that caliber, but I'll give it 4.75.
And that's respectable.
Mainly, obviously, for the ABV, but it also Tastes pretty good.
The recreation ale is my least favorite out of the bunch, having had all 4 of these. But it's not a knock against it. It's just 4.2 low calorie. It's much more crisp, not as much flavor coming through. That being said, because we are at the tail end of hiking season, unless you're nuts, this is one of the most perfect beers to like take on a hike. Like load your backpack down,
Brew with a view.
Recreation ale. It is absolutely perfect for that. It gets a 4. It's a solid choice, but context is key.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, that's a wrap on Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. Once again, next week, I think it's going to be a big one. I'll go ahead and pre-warn JT because we might step on his toes. Who knows? I mean, once we get Huck in here, I think it's going to be a long show.
It'll be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. So be sure to tune in for that. My final Brewsday Tuesday next week. Looking forward to it. And once again, I got to give another plug for the DreZ's Bon Voyage Boo Bash. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's going to be a hell of a good time. We did confirm we have $500 cash money for the costume contest. Tons of concert tickets. I guess I can't give away. We're giving away Jelly Roll tickets at 420, but that show will have been the night before, so I can't give those tickets away. But we do have Disturbed tickets that we were giving out, I guess, last week. We have some other concert tickets that it hasn't been announced yet, so I can't tell you what they are, but we'll have those in this moment. They're going to be playing next month in Roanoke. We're doing the In This Costume contest, obviously, for meet and greet passes, as well as tickets to that show. And, of course, friendly reminder, come out to McAdoo's Halloween with the most metal costume, and you will win my Metallica tickets. Obviously, it's my judgment. All right? I'm the one that gets to decide what costume and constitutes metal. All right?
Really hoping someone follows through with a suit of armor.
It could very well be. I'm wondering.
Literal metal.
I'm picturing somebody to show up in some type of a actual literal metal costume, which could do it. That could win, depending on what else is out there. All right? So come on out. It's going to be a good time. McAdoo's, Fat Boys Band's playing. It's going to be Halloween night, 7 to 11, I think officially is the time. Come early, stay later, whatever. It's all good. It's going to be a blast. And yes, there will be beer flowing, DreZ burgers, all that good stuff. So we'll see you there. And of course, we'll be back next Tuesday with Huck. It'll be a good time. That's it for me. JT's up next. We will be back tomorrow afternoon. Till then, see you.